I had with her was an email from the ship.
October 1st, 2015.
Not sure if you've been following the weather at all, but there is a hurricane out here, and we are heading straight into it.
Hurricane Joaquin rages across the Atlantic, sinking the massive cargo ship, the El Faro.
Winds are super bad and seas are not great. Love to everyone.
The storm claimed the lives of 33 sailors. Today, 2 years to the date, families, investigators, finally getting answers about the doomed voyage. What caused the sinking of the El Faro? Could it have been prevented? Who could have prevented it? And what needs to be done to prevent it from ever happening again?
We will never forget this investigation, and it'll always be something we think about.
An emotional day for the families of the El Faro crew lost at sea 2 years ago today. And tonight, those families now have some answers into what caused one of the worst maritime disasters in U.S. history, as the Coast Guard released its final report today. It places primary blame on 3 entities: the ship's captain, the ship's owner, Tote Maritime, and the American Bureau of Shipping, known as ABS. That's the agency responsible for the ship's inspections. Marlena Porter spent part of her Sunday visiting the memorial of her late husband, James Porter Jr.
My husband was very funny. He was an outgoing, outstanding guy, and he was very family oriented. So it was always about family and helping others. That was his main goal.
He was on board the El Faro's final voyage as it left Jacksonville headed for Puerto Rico. He was one of 33 crew members killed when the ship crossed paths with Hurricane Joaquin.
It's hard because I have 2 boys that I have to raise, and it's like in the beginning it was basically like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? How am I going to move forward? Well, how can I explain this to my boys that their dad isn't coming back? I'm learning to be the mother and the father now. So
this weekend, she and other families met with the Coast Guard to get the results of the Marine Board's 2-year investigation. The nearly 200-page final report incorporates almost 300 hours of testimony from 79 witnesses. The board issued 39 safety recommendations, including 4 suggested civil penalties against Tote Maritime.
Many said that they were satisfied. Several others said that they were going to write to the Commandant and go for some additional enhancements to safety. I encourage them to do that because the Commandant can decide in the end to go well beyond the Marine Board investigation report.
Captain Jason Neubauer, who headed the investigation, says had the ship's captain survived, the Marine Board would have pursued a negligence claim against him.
Called 3 times to ask for guidance, from the bridge, and it just the answer appeared to be from the VDR just to keep on the course intended, even when they was told that the hurricane was intensifying and they would be within about 20 miles of the eye. So we felt like the master should have done more in that case.
Local maritime attorney Rod Sullivan represented the family of another man who died on the El Faro. He says a key finding following the tragedy, the Coast Guard scrapped 3 ships deemed too dangerous to sail.
What I found is when they look at these older ships, they're finding corrosion in areas that are not readily accessible, and that corrosion is affecting the watertight integrity of the ships, meaning they're more likely to sink.
Sullivan says one big area that should have been investigated more is the ship's life-saving equipment.
In the 21st century, 33 people should not go into the ocean and none of them survive. I don't care how bad the weather is. There should be life-saving equipment that enables them to get off the ship, get into the water, and survive for a few days out there. And we didn't really examine that closely.
Now today, Tote released a statement saying in part that the El Faro and its crew were lost on our watch, and for this, we are eternally sorry. Nothing we can do will bring back the remarkable crew, but everything we do can work to ensure that those who go to sea, serving us all, are in ever safer environments. It went on to say that the report details industry practices which need to change. We are committed to working with every stakeholder on these comments and recommendations. Now, as for Marlena Porter, she says she is grateful to finally have some answers and that prayer has gotten her through the past 2 years. The Marine Board's recommendations will now go to the Coast Guard Commandant for final approval. And if you want to read the entire final report, we have posted it to firstcoastnews.com.